At the movie's start, we meet a hacker named Frankie. A man calls Frankie, giving him a task to hack a bank's servers. The hacker immediately gets to work. In just 10 minutes, he hacked all the bank's servers. Then he began transferring $100 million to Frankie's account. The scene cuts to a cybersecurity company where employees are trying to stop the cyber attack on that same bank which Frank had orchestrated. The security team was desperately attempting to halt the attack but failing miserably. No one could break the hacker's code. With each passing minute, millions of dollars were disappearing from the bank's accounts. Now we see the head of the cybersecurity company, who is none other than Frankie. Frankie had orchestrated the hack on his own client's bank, even through another employee, not their own company's. All the staff were unaware their boss was involved. They worked hard to try to stop this cyber attack, but when they all gave up, they called in Kevin. Kevin, a software expert, was on vacation for his daughter's heart surgery, but as soon as he got the emergency call, he rushed to the office. There he saw the situation was dire as they tried to halt the attack, but no one could do anything since the bank's servers were hacked. Kevin initially tried to stop it with some coding, but when that failed, he installed a new system on the server that he named Firewall. It broke the hacker's code in seconds and stopped the money from being drained from the bank. And finally, these people maintained Kevin's server again. Everyone was happy with this work except his boss, because we know this whole plan was his boss's. He was very angry at Kevin, so he tells Kevin, "Why did you install your new system on their server? If something else went wrong, who would be responsible?" Although Kevin did a good job, he was still getting scolded. Anyway, the scene cuts and we learn that by the time the attack was stopped, about $100 million were gone and the bank's transaction history was deleted, so no one knew which account the money was transferred to. Now we learn that Frankie was supposed to withdraw less money through this hack, but he took out more, and someone is scolding him for this. And he is the director of this cybersecurity company and actually the mastermind. He asks Frank, "I told you to withdraw only. Why did you take more?" Frankie says he took extra because he wanted some too this time. His boss was furious at Frankie's attitude, but there's a twist. Someone else had actually gotten the boss to do this job. It was a big gangster named Pong, from the money laundering mafia. Pong, who's kidnapped Chen, asks why he took more than the target. Chen's confused and says it wasn't him. It was Frankie who took more. Chen didn't even know about it. Hearing this, the gangster tells Chen to invite Frankie and his family to dinner now. Chen didn't want to, knowing the gangster would harm them. But to blackmail Chen, the gangster brings Jane's brother. They put a plastic bag on his head and start beating him in front of Chen. With no choice, Chen has to call and invite Frankie to dinner. Frankie falls ill, and while he's on his way, the gangster's people hack into Frankie's car. They take control of the car by hacking it, and then they hack into it. All doors were locked, and then the speed was fully on. Frankie, who was driving at this time, didn't understand what was happening with his car. What was happening with that when he tried to brake? Even the brakes failed, and there was a very bad accident. Nobody knows who is behind the accidents. People don't know about this. It was a normal accident in which Frankie's family was killed. His car was on fire and the whole family was burning. He shows this thing's video to gangster Chen and threatens him, saying, "If there is even a slight mistake next time, then you'll be responsible for the consequences." He was scared because he had no idea that this was how much wrong had he done with a person in his greed. Well, now he was trapped, as he was told by the gangster. He had to do just that, so now going to the office, he now promotes Kevin to Frankie's place. Along with that, Frankie is also gifted a house and car by the company. In the next scene, we are shown Kevin was talking to an employee in his office. He was in a difficult situation. His daughter couldn't get into school. working and the school was asking for $5 million, which did not have it. So he thinks, why not hack the server of the school and put his daughter's name in the admission list there? But it was illegal. He says it at the beginning but then stops in the middle. He was doing all this work that suddenly he saw that 5 in his account, the $1 million have come. Now he was surprised at this thing that suddenly a lot of money comes in his account from many other accounts, and his daughter also gets admission in school. He came to know through a message in which it was written that someone else had paid the donation fee, and the teacher who was not admitting Kevin's daughter Kevin was surprised that who could help him so much. The next day, now Chan calls him to meet him outside the office at a lonely, secluded place. Kaifin, who was a chaotic player, understood that Zane was going to talk like this, so he had already put his phone on the recording. Zane tells the truth to Kevin, everything here. That I had done a cyber attack on that bank myself, even the amount of money that has come on your account, I am sending it, and because of me, your daughter has also been admitted, and if you support us, the amount of money that is in your bank account at this time will start coming to your bank account twice as much. But Kevin was an honest man. He rejects this offer and also threatens to tell the police everything about Jen. Now Jane also suspected that Kevin must have kept the recorder with him to collect any evidence. He immediately takes out his mobile from his pocket and throws it out. All the evidence he had against such a chain is in the water. Hey, after that, John, we don't know anything about you, who you were before. You've even been to jail for some cash. To which Kevin replies, yes, I did all that, but I'm not like that anymore. After saying this, he was still on the road when the police stopped him. The police take him to the station for questioning because they knew that a lot of transactions happened in his account the day before. He asks Kevin, who sent so much money to you? Are you behind that cyber attack, or are you not lying to the police? Kevin tells the truth. Yes, money was transferred to my account, but I'm not behind it. I'm being framed. But why would the police believe him? Then Kevin says to them, look, I don't have proof right now, but give me some time. I'll show you evidence, help solve this case, and reveal who's behind this cyber attack. The police accept his alibi. Kevin resumes his duty, aiming to gather info on the recent cyber attack from his office. Chan contacted the previous hacker to execute a new cyber attack to steal $2 million from another bank. Kevin, at the office, learned of Chan's plan to attack another bank. He informed the police and tried to stop the cyber attack himself. At this time, Kevin had developed new software for the bank's server that could prevent hacking and collect information about the attack source and the destination account for the stolen money. Kevin now had evidence against Chan and proof of his own innocence to give to the police, resolving his case. He was on his way to the police station with the proof when gangsters intercepted him and forced him into a van. However, Kevin was strong and fought back against his captors. He opens the car and quickly gets out of the car and comes to the police. He was about to give all the evidence to the police when his wife reaches, who had a bad news for her that her daughter he was kidnapped. His wife was messaged that your husband, all of them have evidence against Chan. If you delete it, your daughter will be returned safely, like this. Despite not wanting to do this, Kevin did not give all this evidence to the police. He goes to the office and gives all the evidence to Zane, after which he asks Kevin. He says, you restore the system again, the system of that, do it, so that he was trying to withdraw illegal money, he could fulfill his mission, according to his say. He starts working, and during this time he hacks. He also finds out his daughter, her location is known to Kevin. He sends it to his wife, who as soon as he gets the money, his wife turns out to her daughter inside a strange storage area. One was placed in the trunk. Because of this, his condition had deteriorated considerably. She takes her daughter to the hospital, while now the police arrest her, because after the police knew that Frankie had dealt with the police, even after that, there was evidence that he did not give it to the police. He used to save his daughter, which is why the police now have Frankie arrested his wife to blackmail him. Now this thing. As soon as Frankie gets the news, he was distraught. His wife was arrested, his daughter was sick, and he had no evidence. To free his wife, he needed to gather proof against Chan and the gangster again. He went back to his office and hacked Chan's phone to collect evidence. He needed a password for Chan's banking app, which he didn't know, so he hacked the app itself. He discovered Chan was using multiple fake accounts to illegally transfer money. Chan even had several passports in real life, always planning ahead in case he needed to escape. Kevin extracted information from these accounts but found Chan had already deleted the transaction history. Desperate, Kevin hacked Chan's personal messages and learned he was working for a big gangster. To gather evidence, Kevin started hacking the gangster's account and his car's CCTV. The gangster was at a golf course when Chan showed up to kill him. Kowal's luck was on a roll. He needed evidence against Chan, which he lacked, but Chan handed it all to him on a silver platter. Chan was fed up with the gangster's blackmail and came there to end him. First, he comes here and destroys 2 cards. All CCTV footage goes to the police because he did this standing behind the gang. Kevin had already hacked the gangster's car cameras and was showing the footage to the police. Kevin also sent Chain's live location to the police, so foreign police came here to catch Chain. Chain got wind of this and quickly got in his car to escape, but the police were constantly chasing. He realized his phone must be hacked, which is how they knew his location. So he throws his phone out of the car. Once his mobile is thrown, Kevin can't trace his location anymore. Now he was in big trouble, not knowing what to do. Then he remembers once seeing medicine in Jane's cabin that Kevin also ordered. He hacks the delivery company's server and finds Jane's home address. It was a strange place, couldn't be someone's. When he enters a room in the building, there was a sick boy lying there. This was no one else. It was actually Chain's brother, who the gangster caught at the start to blackmail him. Now, he finally got Chain too. Kevin quickly sent the location to the police. Jane knew the cops could arrive any moment to catch him, so he tried to escape, but Kevin stopped him, leading to a fight. Jane even tried to shoot Kevin, but accidentally hit his own brother. Before he could fire again, police arrived and arrested Jane. Thanks to helping the police, all charges against Kevin were dropped. He could now live freely. His life felt complete, teaching his daughter coding. And with this, the story ends.